Always happy to be here. First, I want to talk about when I am in the now, I recognize myself because I feel there are mixed sensations in my brain, in my head, and all over my body. And then I recognize myself that I lose myself when I start to doubt.
Well, we just had that conversation, didn't we?
Yeah, here's where I want to go.
But what we mean is the conversation that we just had is the basis from which we can take this one further. When you are allowing yourself the convergence or blending with the whole of who you are more, you feel more, you know more. But when you are focused upon things that your inner being is not, then you lose that connection, and that's what doubt is. Doubt is the emotion you feel when all of you isn't having the now.
I always want to be more. It's like, I want to be there. That's the problem. Maybe just want it to be there.
So let us put your mind at ease a bit.
Okay.
The reason that we were excited to talk about step 5 is because we do not ask you, we know that it is not possible to be in physical form and be without resistance. And we also know that not only is it not possible to be without resistance, you would not want to be without resistance, because without resistance you could not identify or focus clearly your desire into being. And so there is nothing wrong with you moving about a little bit in this spectrum. It's a matter of understanding it. And once you understand it, that is enough. Of course, you want to practice it for your personal satisfaction, but not because someone else is evaluating you and judging you and feeling disappointed about it. And that's what we feel from you as we are having this conversation. You and so many others are accustomed to seeing someone outside of you making the determination about what you are doing. And there is not any of that going on ever.
Yeah,
it's all self-imposed.
Yeah, I know that when I am in my now moment.
But when you're not, you don't know it. So know it, and then you'll feel better.
Yeah.
We're going to play with all of you just a little bit by asking you, why the reluctance to move in the direction of what feels best? Why that reluctance? And the answer has to be practice. I've just practiced myself into some resistance. But now you have this knowledge, you won't practice it without being aware of it. Your guidance system is kicked into high gear. With the conversations that we have here in a gathering like today, you have activated your resonance with your inner being significantly enough that you will never again deviate from the fullness of it without knowing that you're doing it. Now, what you do next is your choice, but it isn't a choice for you to punish yourself over. Sometimes Esther says, I'm ornery and I'm choosing to be ornery, and leave me alone, I've decided to be ornery. And sometimes being ornery for a day makes her appreciate being tuned in the next day. There's nothing wrong with you moving about. If you were on your high-flying disc all the time, you would lose your ability to know where you are. If you only saw light and there was no dark, you couldn't focus your camera. There has to be hunger before there's even an interest in eating, usually. Be easier on yourself about it. Don't ask for perfection. Relax into the joy. Jerry's statement always, and Esther offers it to herself every day, just molding it into place, just molding it into place, just molding it into place. And the place that you're molding it into is a place of comfort, the place of satisfaction, the place of clarity, the place that feels the best. That's what you're doing. But how do you know if there's not something to measure it or feel it against? You've had a really good energy shift. You're different than you were when you walked in the door. Your point of attraction is different, and your manifestations will reflect the difference that you have accomplished in your willingness to participate here with us. We like what's coming for you. We like what's here for you. We like what's in your vortex. And we are anticipating with such relish the sweet spot that you're going to be finding yourself in as you feel your own empowerment as the things that you have been desiring and the things that you've put in your vortices begin manifesting, coming out to play with you in the material world, in the manifested world, the way you knew they would when you decided to come. Conversations like these that we've had today cause a improving of the set point of mass consciousness that accomplish two things. It makes others as they stumble into it or find it deliberately, feel the resonance of alignment more significantly. And it also amplifies the awareness when they or you are not in alignment. And so all of this is good for the deliberate creating intent that you were born with. We really make too much of all of this. Through our never-ending words, you become more students of deliberate creation than we really want you to be. We would rather that you describe yourself as an enjoyer of life than a student of deliberate creation. We would rather that you describe yourself as a fun-loving otter of the universe than someone that is getting it done. We want you to lighten up and play more and love more. Love more. Love you more and love others more. And don't be mad at yourself when you see someone not as loving as you know they would really like to be. If you see them on the street bleeding, you want to help them. But when you see them on television hating, you kind of want to hate them back a little. And what you really want to do is just love them anyway. Don't let them make you empathize with something that you are not.